Hello and welcome everybody to my latest rants. I've been thinking about this shit all day, and I know this topic has been running to the ground. First, I want a disclaimer. I am by no means the best Team Fortress 2 player in the world. It's just something different. I thought people would enjoy it. So enjoy the gameplay if you want to. If not, then I guess fuck it. But what we're going to be talking about today is look at how bad this play is. Oh my god. I knew that wouldn't work, but it did open it up for the pyro to come around the corner. Anyway, we're going to be talking about this fucking age-old argument of simps versus incels. And this is like an ongoing war on Instagram. I see it all the time. And I know this has been run into the fucking ground. I know, okay? I see it so often, and for whatever reason, I want to put my 2 cents in on it. So we should start off, for those who don't know the definitions, and I'm just looking this up on Urban Dictionary. A simp is a man who puts the hoes before the bros. Someone who is willing to say anything to please someone, particularly a girl, in the hopes that they will be in good favor with that person. And then the original definition is that simp is what do they call it? I, it's like when the letters mean a word each, but it's suckers idolizing mediocre pussy. Some male who would do anything for a little bit of play from a female. He is usually chasing around a female who's not even worth the work or time. And that is the most accurate version, in my opinion, of what a simp is. Now, let's move over to the incels. Now, incel gets a lot better definition. So this is a long one. So incel, aka involuntary celibate, a person, usually male, who has a horrible personality and treats women like sexual objects and thinks his lack of a sex life comes from being ugly when it's really just his blatant sexism and terrible attitude. Incels have little to no self-awareness. Even when they see other ugly men with girlfriends, they consider these men to be tricksters who have somehow beat the system and can get women despite being cursed with unattractiveness. In other words, they're respectful to women and women are attracted to their personalities, but incels can't comprehend such a phenomenon. This is obviously written by some fucking college girl who honestly is well spoken, but is also a little off in my opinion. Anyway, continued. They believe that women owe them sex, and many of the more extreme incels like to spend their time in the incel communities on the internet coming up with ways to make women have sex with them, often involving genocide of people of color, genocide of Chads, taking rights away from women, raping them, having sex with women's dead bodies, and other horrid, disgusting things. They can't understand that is what precisely. This was written by a fucking fat girl with an art degree. I can promise you that. She has seen the memes and really taken them to heart. But what I want to talk about today is the war between the two, because you see this a lot. Um, and that is the real truth of it is both simps and incels, they're both committing a sin. They're both horny. And a lot of the time, they're one and the same if you really think about it. Okay? Now, one's calling one an incel and the other one's calling the other one a simp. But if you watch them, they interchange between these roles heavily. You see, a incel will become a simp the first time a woman gives him attention, and a simp will become an incel the first time the woman that he's dying for attention from blatantly rejects his advances. And I say we just dive into each mindset. So, as a simp, you're basically tackling the same problem from both perspectives. The problem is that you are interested in finding a mate, but you can't fucking manage to do it. So there's two. I mean, granted, there is a huge middle ground. Don't get me wrong, but we're talking about the extremes here. And these extremes are these two different reactions. One reaction is to suck up to the women as hard as possible. Just really fucking get up in their asshole and just fucking slather that motherfucker, and God hopes that maybe you will get a fucking over the pants fucking dick rub at a movie theater. That is option number one. And granted, that to you simps, that's probably never gonna happen. So you may as well get the fuck over it. And then reaction number two is the other extreme. Let me take a drink of beer. The incel, which is the guy that can't manage to find success with women, he reacts to this with aggression. He does not, and I'm going to agree with the fat art girl here. A lot of extreme incels do not realize their own shortcomings as a person and simply just blame the other party instead of, saying, well, what is it that maybe I'm doing that I need to change? For them in their heads, and this is only in the extreme, to them it's just, I'm not doing anything wrong. Everything I say and think is right, and girls should agree with me. A lot of guys get into this problem because they think that whatever girl they talk to should be some kind of fucking political extremist, basically, and if she doesn't agree with every extremist political policy this guy has, then she's a fucking whore, and she's no good, fuck her, and they try to move on to the next one. But the thing is, the biggest problem in both of these parties is the fucking internet. These guys are talking to e-girls all the fucking time. One simps for the e-girl, one attacks the e-girl. The problem is the fucking e-girl to start with. Like, if you're not talking to girls in real life, girls you know, I don't care if they're a fucking political extremist or not. Like, you have to understand that girls, other than, the biggest problem with women is that, and well, I don't know if I'd call it a problem, but women really don't give a fuck about politics. Their biggest involvement with politics is that, and this isn't all of them, okay? I'm just talking about the fucking majority here. So if you're a girl and you're into politics, and you're like, well, I'm not like that. Okay, well, guess what? You're a fucking exception, okay? There's always a small percentage of people that are a fucking exception. Most girls, their extent of politics is they see a video on BuzzFeed and they're like, oh my god, I can't believe they did that to that poor person or that poor dog or whatever. And, they get politically involved to whatever extent they think is suitable, but most of them really have no fucking clue what's going on, and most of them are never going, like, these guys are trying to take girls through fucking 5-hour long conspiracy videos that they've watched with their bros 10 times over, and these girls just, they get mad because the girls don't give a fuck. Like, they never will. They are not geared the same way as men. Like I said, there are exceptions. Now, if you want to try and find an exception, I'm going to just go ahead and tell you most of the girls that are very politically active, both on the right and on the left, are fucking insane. And you're better off just going with the fucking centrist girl. That's whatever you believe in. She's just going to say, okay, honey, anyway, do you want chicken nuggets for dinner again? That's your best fucking bet. If you want to talk politics with your fucking bros. Don't try and expect your girlfriend to be some picture-perfect model of all your views and ambitions in life, because that's not how it works, okay? Now, fuck, I don't really know where to go with it, but let's talk about pros and cons of both of the extremes. So, pros of being a simp. You are willing to consider a woman's feelings. That's a big one for girls. The problem is, when you go to the extreme, you consider their feelings too much and they just feel like you're soft. And guess what? They're not fucking interested. That's why you always hear this shit over the years of girls like guys that don't give a fuck. Because a guy that is ideal for them is going to give a fuck when the time is appropriate. I don't give a fuck if you had a hard time parking your car at fucking Walmart. You can fucking rant and rave at me about it for an hour, and at the end of that conversation, I'm still going to tell you, okay, why did you talk to me about that? Because I really don't fucking care. And then on the other end is, on the other extreme is, it doesn't matter. It's like, oh, my mom died. It's like, ugh, you're a woman. Fucking whore. Why'd you? I don't care. Fuck you. And that's funny, but it's also not going to be. Sip of beer. It's not going to get you very far with girls. You got to find the happy medium. And I promise you, I'm not really a big fan of most women. Trust me. But I do have a fiance. I have a daughter. I have another kid on the way. I don't know if it's a girl or a boy yet. God, I'm hoping it's a boy. But I enjoy them. But the rest of them can fuck off for all I care. Except for a couple. I have, one or two girls that I know that are kind of friends, and, they're alright by me. But most of them, I realize, you see, horny is always the base of all these operations, whether you're a simp or whether you're a fucking incel or something in between. As soon as I got into a relationship, any friendships I had with girls, gone. Like, I realized after that, I was like, wait, I wasn't actually interested in talking to these girls. I was just horny. And not like horny, but I was just sexually interested in them. And your brain will gear you towards talking to them, being friendly with them, in the hopes to gain a mate. That's it. Once you get that mate, you're going to realize that girls and guys don't really have that much fucking shit in common. So, I guess my advice if you're a simp, stop being so fucking soft. Talk to your male friends. Listen to your male friends. If your male friends tell you that you're a simp, or if you're simping for a girl, I promise you that you are, and they're fucking right. And you need to take a fucking step back and analyze yourself. If you're an incel, you're probably not really going to get told about it other than by the girls you already hate. And that's an even harder, I want to say paradigm, I don't know if that's the right word, but like prism to escape, because it's only through self-awareness that you're going to realize, oh wait, maybe I'm being a little bit too hard on the other side of things, and I need to take a step back and look at myself and say, hey, wait a minute, I'm never going to find the fucking, like, tomboy base, right-wing, anarcho, Nazbol GF that I've been searching for, and I need to figure out what my real options are, and when I do find her, I need to find a way to be nice to her, and also, maybe listen for 5 fucking minutes when she tells me how cute the puppy at fucking PetSmart was. Even if I don't really care, I need to at least be considerate of what she's talking about. And I don't know, this was kind of an off the script rant. So I hope you enjoyed it. And if not, I don't know, at least I got it off my chest. See you guys next time.